Hi friends, welcome back to another video, and if you're new, hi, my name is Paris. Today's video is going to be a June wrap-up, a July TBR, and a little haul of all the books that I bought in June. I can't believe that it is already July. We're already past halfway of the year, and I'm starting to freak out a little bit. I'm pretty on track with my Goodreads reading goal because I set it quite low because I didn't want to put too much pressure on myself, but still, just the mere fact that we're already halfway through 2021, it feels like it was just January, like last month, and here we are in July. It's crazy to me. Once again, I feel like I've mentioned this many times before, but I'm currently in a reading slump and it has been a couple good months, and I've read like 2, maybe 3 books the past couple months, which is horrible, well, horrible for me. If you only read like 2 or 3 books, that's okay, you know? The amount of books that you read doesn't define you as a reader. You're still a reader if you read 1 book a month. I think just personally for me, I usually read around like 4 books on average per month, so that's why I'm kind of concerned. But hopefully this month is the month that I break my reading slump because I'm currently on holidays from school, so I'm not going to be as burnt out and like overworked, and I'll have more time to just relax and read. So before we get into my little haul that I do at the beginning of the video, we're going to be talking about a wonderful partner that we have for this video and a fun announcement that I have. So if you don't know already, in my room redecorating, bookshelf reorganizing video, I'll leave it up in the iCard, I worked with a company called Everlasting. If you don't know about the brand Everlasting, they are an amazing bedding brand that sells like bed sheets and bed sets and so on and so forth, and I collaborated with them and I got my bed set here. It is just this green plaid pattern and it is absolutely gorgeous. I love it so much. So since our collaboration in my redecorating and reorganizing video was such a success, we decided that we wanted to give back to my viewers and my little community that we have here and do a giveaway. So in this giveaway there's going to be 3 prizes, 1 main prize and then 2 minor prizes, and of course with the 3 prizes there's going to be 3 winners drawn. So 1 winner will win a bedding bundle worth over $350, and then the 2 minor winners will win a $50 certificate to the Everlasting website. So of course with this giveaway there's going to be a few rules. There's only 3 of them. So the first rule is that you must be following my Instagram account, The Art of Paris, as well as Everlasting's Instagram account, which will be linked down below in the description. The second rule is that you must tag 3 friends in the Instagram post that announces the giveaway. Tagging 3 friends equals 1 entry, and of course the more friends you tag, the more entries you have, and that increases your chance to win. And lastly, to qualify for the giveaway, you must share the post on your Instagram story and tag both mine and Everlasting's accounts. And then you have the chance to win a free bedding set or $50 gift vouchers to the Everlasting store. A big thank you to Everlasting for partnering with me again to host this wonderful giveaway, and now that I have told you about all the details, let's get into all the books that I bought in June. Okay, so in no particular order, I'm going to show you all the books that I got in June. I thought that I didn't buy too many, but I have a fair few. And I also got gifted a couple, so that I try to justify my book buying actions, but let's be honest, I kind of, have an addiction to books, but it's fine. So the first book is a new release that's quite anticipated for a lot of people, and that is Realmbreaker by Victoria Aveyard. The first thing that I want to mention is that the cover is absolutely gorgeous, giving me very much Kingdom vibes. If I'm being completely honest, I don't know too much about this, and that's kind of important because I like to go into books kind of blind sometimes. However, I'm going to read you the back of the book, which just has some key information. It says, "A squire, the survivor of a failed quest, an immortal, timeless and unfathomable, an assassin skilled and heartless, an old sorceress holding secrets behind her teeth, and a pirate's daughter, the ward's last hope. The heroes are gone, but the fight to save the world has only just begun." I'm getting like ragtag group saving world vibes, but like medieval kingdoms. I think that's kind of where the book is set, not quite sure. I'm gonna guess we're in like kingdom time vibes. And I'm excited for that because if you don't know, I love the medieval vibes, I love the kingdoms and the queendoms. I love this book, and especially the format, for the simple reason that it flops. Floppy books are the best. If you don't know, it is a thing because they are just so easy to hold open and it doesn't hurt your hand because it just flops open for you, and it's the best thing ever. The next book that I got is Sabriel by Garth Nix. If I'm being honest, don't know what it's about, but the cover looked cool and it's giving me like magical kingdom vibes, just like Realmbreaker, and so I wanted to grab it. I've had my eye on this series for a long while, and I was chatting with the ladies in the bookshop and they said that this is a really great series to pick up, and so I thought I would get the first book. I'm pretty sure this is the first book. So the back reads, "For many years, Sabriel has lived outside the walls of the Old Kingdom, away from random power of free magic, and away from the dead who won't stay dead. But now her father, the mage Aporson, is missing, and to find him, Sabriel must cross back into the treacherous world and face the power of her own extraordinary destiny." Kingdoms? Magic. Exactly what I said. I'm excited. Here is the map in the book. I love maps, so I always love to show them. So that's the map in the book Sabriel. So yeah, not much else about this book that I have to say, except I've seen a lot of people rate this quite highly and they really love this book, and so, you know, wanted to try it out for myself. The next 3 books that I have here are classics, and I got them because my bookshop was having a sale for this like specific brand that manufactures classic books. Some of them, like the covers, were kind of cringe, so I only grabbed the ones that obviously don't have on my shelves but also have kind of pretty covers. So the first book that I have here is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. The next one that I have is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen, and then I have Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte? Bronte? Forgive me if I pronounce it wrong. But yes, these are the 3 classics that I got. Here are the covers. I thought they were pretty, so, you know, I grabbed them. I am very much into like watching period dramas and period shows. I love Reign and Outlander, and with an E, you know, stuff like that. And I know that I'll love classics, but I haven't like read a lot of them, so I thought that I would pick them up and have them on my shelves. My classic collection is growing quite rapidly, and I promise that I will read them, just not now. So these next 3 books are kind of more in the social justice side of things. If you don't know, I am a big feminist and anti-racist, etc, etc. So, you know, I delve in all of those things, and since I love those topics, I thought I would get some books to educate myself more. And I know on this channel we usually talk about fantasy, fiction, etc, etc, but these things are also really important, so I wanted to show you the books that I got on these topics. So I got 2 books on feminism and 1 book on how to be an anti-racist ally, and we'll start with that one first. So it's this little book here by Sophie Williams, and it is called An Introduction to Action and Activism, Anti-Racist Ally. So I'm going to read the back for you, and it says, "Become an anti-racist ally. Allyship is going beyond simply saying I'm not racist. It is actively speaking up, standing up, and joining the fight for others where there's inequality, injustice, and bias. This punchy pocket guide will show you where to start, how to use your voice, and navigate the world of activism to make long and lasting change. Resist the urge to pull away, push past politeness, and challenge everyday norms. It's time to make space for discomfort, seek better and fairer ways to move forwards." So, right up my alley, and so I thought I would grab it. It's just a cute little pocket guide. I can't wait to read it. So the first book on feminism that I have here is Invisible Woman by Caroline Criado-Perez, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, and this is a book about exposing data bias in a world designed for men. So this book is also very highly rated, and I thought that it would be very informational to pick up. So the back says, "Imagine a world where your phone is too big for your hand. Your doctor prescribes you a drug that is wrong for your body. In a car accident, you are 47% more likely to be seriously injured. If any of this sounds familiar, chances are that you're a woman." Caroline brings together for the first time an impressive range of case studies, stories, and new research from across the world that illustrates the hidden ways in which women are forgotten and the profound impact this has on all of us. We love an educated woman, so that's why I'm gonna read this. This next book on feminism is also very highly rated, and it is called Men Who Hate Women by Laura Bates. From incels to pickup artists, the truth about extreme misogyny and how it affects us all. This book is going to be really great for educating myself again, and also just because I'm interested in the topic and in the facts, in the data. The back reads, "In her explosive new book, acclaimed feminist writer Laura Bates lifts the lid on the communities of men who hate women, going undercover both on and offline to explore the ideology and impact they have worldwide. Including exclusive interviews with former members of these groups, as well as with the men fighting against them, Laura seeks to understand what attracts people to this movement, how it operates, and, above all, what must be done to stop it." So, we love some activism, we love feminism, so I got this book too. I'm really excited to read both of these, so I guess I'll keep you updated if I read them, but those are the next books that I bought in June. The last book that I bought myself is not technically like a novel, it is more of a non-fiction reference book, and that is Herbal Magic by Aurora Kane. This is a handbook of natural spells, charms, and potions. If you don't know, I'm a practicing witch and I love reference books. I have a lot of them, they're up there on my shelf, and I wanted to add this one to my collection because it's a gorgeous book. I do definitely buy books because their covers and the graphics are gorgeous, but also because I want to work more with like natural remedies, stuff like that, so I thought that this would be a great book for reference, because on the inside there is a directory of herbs, plants, and flowers and the magic within them, which I think is really cool, and that was my receipt. So yeah, it goes through a lot of different herbs, plants, and spices and talks about their magical properties, how you should use them, cautions, stuff like that. Here is what the cover looks like. It is gorgeous and definitely my vibe, so had to have it on my shelf. The last two books that I got in June were gifted to me by my most favourite person in the whole entire world. So the first book that I have here is Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo. This is the collector's edition. My favourite part about the book is the inside pages and also the illustration on the back, which is of this beautiful deer here. So gorgeous. And also the map is illustrated even more beautifully in this edition. Look at the map in this book. It is absolutely gorgeous. So here is what the book looks like. We have the beautiful cover, the side spine, and then on the back we have a quote which is "Like calls to like." That was the second last book that I got in June, and the last book is probably my favourite book that I got this month, and it just meant so much when it was gifted to me, and it is Circe by Madeline Miller, and this is based on Greek mythology. I'm super excited to read this book. So this book I'm pretty sure focuses on witchcraft and somewhat feminism and stuff like that, and of course Greek mythology. A section on the back says Circe's tale is a vivid epic of family rivalry, love and loss, the inextinguishable song of women burning hot and bright in the darkness of a man's world. Super excited about that. We love women power. I'm very excited, especially after the book that I read this month, which we're going to be moving into now. So the one and only book that I read this month is The Song of Achilles by Madeline Miller, so the same author as Circe, which is why it meant so much when this was gifted to me, because she knew how much I loved The Song of Achilles. So if you don't know, The Song of Achilles is based on Greek mythology and the tale of Achilles and Patroclus, and focuses on them while they're also in the Trojan War, I believe. This is also queer and I love it so very much. Achilles and Patroclus are just... I love them with all my heart. I did film a reading vlog for this, so I'll leave that up in the iCard for you to go and watch. So this book is definitely my favourite read of the year and of all time. This is my new absolute favourite book. I love it with all my heart. It was such an amazing read, and of course from my feedback right now you can guess that this was a 5-star book. It was absolutely amazing. I have a bunch of notes and underlining, and also I do my little page folds, which are like my tabs, and yeah, it was just an amazing book. I definitely recommend this book. That was the one and only book that I read in June. Once again, hopefully my reading slump goes away, because I would really love to read a lot of books this holidays. I'm not going to say too much else because a lot of my thoughts, etc. and reactions are in my reading vlog. You can also see me crying a lot in that video, so if you want to see me sobbing over this book, you can go ahead and watch that video after this one. So now that we've talked about the books that I got in June and the one book that I read, we're going to be talking about the books that I want to read this month in July. So the first book that I want to read is one that I got last month, and that's Circe. I really want to read this after reading The Song of Achilles because I love Madeline Miller as an author. Her writing style is just amazing, and so I know that this book is going to be just as good or even better, so I had to put it on my TBR. That's the first book that I want to read in July. Super excited for it. I might film a reading vlog for it. Also, I forgot to mention before I started my TBR that, of course, because I'm in a reading slump, a lot of the books that I talk about in my TBR I might not read. Hopefully I do read them, but just a warning, I might not stick to it because I am kind of a mood reader in that sense. The next book on my TBR is for my book club. If you don't know, I run a book club called the Fae Folk Book Club, and we have been running it since April, I think. I say we like there's multiple like people who run it, but it's just me. But we have, I think, 400 members now, which is absolutely amazing. I can't believe there are so many people in the book club. So if you're from the book club and you're watching this, I just wanted to say thank you so much for joining and participating and reading with us, because that's so amazing. And for July's book, we chose Cemetery Boys by Adian Thomas. So I'm going to read the synopsis to you because I can't do it off by heart. So it says, Yadriel has summoned a ghost and now he can't get rid of him. When his traditional Latinx family has problems accepting his true gender, Yadriel becomes, I'm saying Yadriel, but I think it's Yadriel? Yadriel? I'm unsure how to pronounce this, so I'm sorry that I might be pronouncing it wrong. I'm going to say Yadriel, but if that's wrong, I'm sorry. So anyways, Yadriel becomes determined to prove himself a real Brujo. With the help of his cousin and best friend Maritza, he performs the ritual himself and then sets out to find the ghost of his murdered cousin and set it free. However, the ghost he summons is actually Julian Diaz, the school's resident bad boy, and Julian is not about to go quietly into death. He's determined to find out what happened and tie off some loose ends before he leaves. Left with no choice, Yadriel agrees to help Julian so that they can both get what they want. But the longer Yadriel spends with Julian, the less he wants to let him leave. So this book is queer, so love that, and we also get some Latinx representation. Super excited to read this book. Again, for the representation, we have both people of color and we also have queer people, so I'm super excited to read this book, and I hope that everybody who's in the book club enjoys it too. The next book that I want to read, I kind of want to go with my Throne of Glass thing. I haven't read another Throne of Glass book for a little while since I read Crown of Midnight, which I got my reading slump right after I read that book. So the next book, of course, in the series is Air of Fire by Sarah J Maas. Throne of Glass is my comfort series, and I know there's some controversies around Sarah J Maas, but I love her work. I'm gonna read it, and I'm just gonna separate art from the artist because I love Throne of Glass. It's my comfort series, so I want to continue reading it. I have read the whole series except for the last book, so that's why I'm reading it again so I can get to the last book because I've forgotten everything. It is the third book in the Throne of Glass series, so of course I can't tell you what it's about, but it includes fairies, magic, assassins, etc, etc. So all the fun things that I love in a novel, and so that's why it's on my TBR. The last book on my TBR is a reread because I wanted to read something historical. I find that when the seasons get cooler, I delve more into like historical fiction novels, and so this one here is a reread from a few years ago. I think I read it in 2018, if I'm correct, and it's The Gentleman's Guide to Vice and Virtue by Mackenzie Lee. Again, I'm gonna have to separate the art from the artist. However, I already own 2 of her books, so there's no point getting rid of them if I enjoyed them, and I'm not going to buy any more of her books anyways, so I thought that I would just keep it. I loved this novel when I read it, and I gave it 5 stars, I'm pretty sure. It is, again, a queer novel about 2 boys in, I can't remember what the time period is. I think it's in like the 19th century or something along those lines. So this book follows Monty, who is, I think, of a rich family, and he's about to embark on his grand tour of Europe. He's gonna do that with his best friend Percy and also his little sister Felicity for some reason, and then a lot of things happen in their journey, and it's just a tale of adventure. I'm super excited to reread it, and hopefully I like it again. I honestly can't remember too much about this book except the love between Monty and Percy was my favourite, and they were like my OTP. We love queer people, so I had to put it on my TBR, and I wanted to reread it and give it a go, even though we're going to dismiss the author, but the work is okay from what I remember, so we're gonna give it a go. Hopefully I read it, and that's the last book on my TBR. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed seeing all the books that I bought in June, the books that I read in June, and the books that I want to read this month in July. Once again, make sure to enter the Everlasting giveaway. All the links that you need are down below in the description, as well as the rules, etc., so you won't forget, and it's an easy guide. Again, thank you for watching, and I will see you on my next video, friends. Bye!